I have different drip campaigns. I've removed a lot of my every 7 to 10 day drip campaigns. A lot of those now are every 30 days. Then I'm also setting up emails that go out. You know, you can send a future email that'll say, you know, hey Rob, we spoke in January. Remind me, are you still coming here in May?
So first off is organic SEO. And that's making your website just kind of show up without spending any money. And there's only one word there that really works, and that's called content. And there's all sorts of different reasons or different ways of getting the content. One of the things that we've hit a home run with, which I'll show you in a second, is using video and incorporating that into the sites and community pages, and also in video emails. And that's on top of the bajillion other things that go into it as far as writing content.
The greatest concern. But radon tests should be considered in just about any area. The EPA has wonderful publications available at the link below.
Okay, so I don't need to show you the whole thing. This is only a couple of minutes. But what I wanted to show you is that you can incorporate stuff. And this is all done on Windows Live Movie Maker, which is free with Windows 7. And for those of you Mac people, iMovie. Basically what we've done is just using the PlayTouch camera, which anybody's familiar with that. It's a Kodak PlayTouch, which is really cool because it has an external microphone plug. Pete's got one right there. It's got a $120 camera. The wired mic that he's holding is about 15 feet long, and it's $29. You can do anything with that thing. So using that in Windows Live Movie Maker, basically we do audio overlays and just drop in the images and build the video. And these take 1 hour each to do. I have a kid that does, and it charges me $12 for each.
I wanted to make it very consumer-centric. So my typical buyer, they're coming out from the city. They don't know which town they want to live in. So I did community videos. Every single one of my listings, if they come in through one of my listings, they're going to see the house, but they're going to see the entire community built around that house, because nobody buys a house today without being sold on the community. So we pull in the Yelp reviews. We pull in every blog post I've ever written about that town pulls in, and the school reports, the community information, everything, the commuting information, because that's a big deal to get to the city. So we're creating that entire picture for them as well.
Everything I do is the same look.
Can we throw that on the envelope?
You can show the second page. Yeah, why don't you?
So everyone, make sure to, during some of the breaks, catch up with Chip. He's been very anxious to share some of this info. And
not really. I mean, basically, I use the what is that stuff called? The vellum stuff there, where it just sticks out. I'll go through showing them how I showcase their home, and how only 17% of the agents do that. I then walk through realtor.com, and there's some pretty good graphics again where you can grab this stuff and it'll show them where the featured home spots are, walk them through it, show them how less than 1 out of 100 agents have one of them. I've got 8 in Ridgefield. I've got, I think, more than anybody in Fairfield County or in New England. I've got 32 of them. And again, I'm just showing them stuff. Some of the stuff I don't want them to have. So there's reasons why I have it on PowerPoint. There's a lot of stuff I don't want them to take because I don't want my competition to see it.
And so it's more important to stay in front of your seller with information and data that is useful to them. So we're basically using a lot of different systems in order to do that. Right now we're carrying about 51 listings. It can be as high as 90 or 95. So I really try to find as many things that are automated as possible because it's very difficult to call that many people. Whenever we're looking at price reductions, we're obviously getting on the phone and doing that. But a lot of the feedback things that we use, we have a listing syndication through our MLS report together that just shows traffic and how many times people have viewed their house online from all the various websites. The virtual tour company that we use, they also have an incredible system where they email the sellers once a week with the traffic, what pictures have been looked at, how did they get there. What's important, Mr. and Miss Seller, is the fact that I can show you that 363 people have seen your property this week, yet we've only had 2 actual showings. And we tell them that an actual showing in today's market is really a second showing. One other report that we do put together that we send to the sellers weekly, you can break it down by MLS area, zip code, town, however you want to. And it is incredible data on what is going on, what prices are, what price ranges are selling, absorption rates, and it basically 6 months of data. It appeals to all the different personality profile types because it's got data on the back end. It's got lots of color graphs. It's got narration so you can read about it and it explains it.
When I first started the business, one step in the house, and then we moved to doing it at the house and then on email pricing, which actually worked at the time because our market was fine. Our market was pretty good then. Version 3 was that we would meet at the house and then they would come back into the office for pricing. And now I'm just meeting with them in the office. So the way our process works is seller will call in, we book the appointment, we send out an agenda email telling them exactly what they can expect on the appointment, and we give them a link to the home seller's guide to read. So when on the initial phone call, we ask them to read it, and then we send an agenda email asking them to read it again, and then we do a home tour. So Bethany, my marketing coordinator, will go out to the house, take pictures of the house and notes purely for me to see, to be able to know the property, and then we give them a hard copy of this. So by the time that they get into my office, I want them to be fully educated, and I don't want to have to spend any time presenting, so the entire listing appointment time is purely consulting. So, okay, and then I meet with them, get paperwork signed, and then it gets handed over to my marketing coordinator, gets on the market, and then gets handed over to the listings manager, who's calling them once a week, going for price reductions, and negotiating the contracts.
I think if all of us would agree that the best way to have a good buyer transaction is to start off with a good buyer consultation. I'm not sure that that's as easily done as said.
And again, I was a philosophy major, so I think a lot in pictures and stories. So I'm just going to share a few of them with you that I use, whether I'm drawing it on a napkin or actually some of the images here. These are all basically just anchors for scripts. So you guys might be using all the same stuff already. Let me start, though, with this, and kudos and thanks to Sue Adler, #1, for one of the people that has put their buyer questionnaire online. If you want to find ours, they're at readytobuysmart.com. Our seller questionnaire is at readytosellsmart.com. If you want the tech side of this, this is a WooFoo form embedded in a Real Pro website.